So what I'm going to do is just get it centered out, and what I'm trying to do is get my faceplate on now, and that's going to be really what holds it tight to the lathe. And this is actually a fairly critical step. If I don't get it centered really well on here, I wind up wasting some of the wood, which is clearly not a good thing to do. So from here, it's going to actually go on the lathe then. So it's a direct drive lathe, and what's nice about it is I can go in reverse on it, I can control my speed with it, which is all really helpful. In order to get this on really tight and to keep everything safe, I use what's called a tailstock, and this is going to be used to hold the piece on really tight while I'm actually getting it rounded out. So I'm going to crank this thing down, and then the lathe is going to get started then, and I'm going to start it at a lower RPM, probably somewhere around 400 or so, and I'll just see how fast I can go with it before I start to actually turn. So that's too much wobble right there. So this particular piece I'm going to start turning right around 520 RPM, something like that. So I'm going to move my tailstock in, and all I'm trying to do right now is get this piece rounded out. So you're going to see some chips flying, and I'm also trying to build what's called a tenon that'll be going on the bottom. In order to do that, I'm going to use the different tools that I use. You can have more traditional tools, or you can have, these are called carbide, and these are the tools that I learned on that I like to use. I've got one with a square head, I have one that's more of a rounded head, and then I have one that's more of a diamond head. Each one of them does something a little different. So this is a rougher, this is a finisher, this is a detailer. So sometimes I start with different tools in the process, but in this situation I'm going to go ahead and start with this particular tool. I want to get my tool rest the right height, probably about like that. And at this point now I need to think about safety, because if this piece comes off for some reason, it's going to want to fly like that. So the whole time I'm cutting, I'll be standing on this side. Chips are going to fly. So I'm actually going to put on something over my shirt, basically to keep chips from going down my neck. And then I'm going to be putting on a helmet as well, and it's going to be on the noisy side. Yeah, so this is a 4-jaw chuck right now. This is really what is going to hold the piece to the lathe, and so I'm being sure that I've got just a really good tight mount there. And what I've just made now is the tenon. So this is called the tenon, and that's going to fit right in there, and that's what's going to hold things. I want to be sure I've got my 4-jaw chuck on really tight, because this is actually going to spin in reverse as well when I do the sanding. So if I don't get it screwed down here, when I start going in reverse, the whole chuck will come flying out. How do I know that? You can figure it out. Every mistake you can ever make after 530 bowls, you have made that mistake. Okay, so we're getting this in the 4-jaw chuck now. And it's a lot rounder. And when I look at this piece, I am really happy with it, because I'm getting a lot of beautiful sapwood here. The black is the heartwood. And I'm looking and thinking, what does this piece want to become? And I'm really liking a lot of even having this darkness here. I may try to keep this, I probably will. This may come off, I just won't know until I get further into it though. So I want to go about 5 millimeters in. So I'm going to be making a hole that'll take me in 5 millimeters there, and then I know that's getting me near the bottom. It's really common with wood turning to go through the bottom of your bowls, and when you do that, they're pretty much ruined. So I'm going to change out, this is called a live center. I'm going to change out the live center, and I'm going to put a Forsman drill bit in there. So I had 5 millimeters that I wanted, so I'm going to measure out 5 on this. And I've got kind of marks on everything. 1, 2. Looks like I'm going to go in about 2 on it, and that'll give me the depth that I need. Black walnut is a real hard wood, and I'm actually building up some friction already. You can see some smoke coming. This kind of tells me my drill bit's getting dull. So you can resharpen these, or you can replace them. I'm doing okay now though. But black walnut is a really tough wood. It's considered a real prize, and probably the most difficult wood for me to get around here. A number of these trees I've cut myself. There is some wood that I'll buy from people that I know. This piece of wood is really, really wet. You can see the moisture in it still. So it's like 32 right now. So it's up there. So what I'm going to need to do with this piece is going to need to be dried now before I can do the sanding on it. And a couple ways I can do it. You know, one is I can actually microwave it, where I leave it in the microwave for 20-30 seconds at a time, get it warm, take it out, let it cool off, put it in again, you know, multiple times. Each time I weigh it, and when it stops dropping weight, then I know it's fully dry, and then I can go ahead and sand it. So what I would do at this point, if the piece was fully dry, I would go ahead and sand it. And as I sand, I use actually about 6 different grits of sandpaper. And then the finish I put on it is a product called Odie's oil. And this is all totally food safe. It's a mix of boiled linseed oil and beeswax, and just a really, really great product. So this is a bowl that just needs to be dried, needs to be sanded, needs to be finished. And then it's just going to be a beautiful, probably big salad bowl for an individual person, or it can certainly be a decorative piece, but all of my work tends to be functional art. And I think we'll wrap it up for here. Thanks for joining me, and I appreciate you staying tuned. I got this from a neighbor's house. He lives about 4 houses over that way, and I heard him cutting it They call this chatoyance in here. Yeah, just a beautiful, beautiful piece of wood. This would be a great salad bowl for somebody. Yeah, and then this is just a piece of walnut that I laminated on top of it. It's kind of a cool piece too. This has a lot of spalting in it. All these black lines are minerals, and spalting is the beginning of the decomposition process of wood. If this were to continue like this without me turning it, go another 3 months, it probably wouldn't be turnable. It would start to be so rotten that I couldn't do anything with it. But I love the character in this. This is red flame box elder. I got this from a gigantic burl that a guy up in Duluth had. I spent the day just cutting it up.